Hi guys, welcome to Money and Chi. And this week we will be talking a lot about insurance, one of the most important things that you should have in terms of financial planning. And malamang narinig niyo ito sa mga friends nyo, lalo sa mga friends nyo na nagpibenta ng insurance. And napaka-relevant din niya this time because of COVID. And today we will be joined by Jeff and Sir Greg from
Hello.
Head of True.
Good
Napakaswerte
afternoon,
natin.
Chi. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here on Money and Chi.
Yes,
Thank
me
you.
too, Chi. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, actually, in-invite ko yung MBA classmate ko, which is Jeff. Tapos sabi niya,
Yeah.
saan
Hello,
ba natin
guys.
si Sir Greg, yung regional head? Nag-usap naman ako, di ba?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sayang, di ba? So, guys,
Uh,
thank you so much for joining us. And yung mga viewers natin from Money and She also sent their questions for this session. So, marami tayong pag-uusapan, yung mga tanong nyo. At syempre, kung meron pa kayong mga future na tanong, pwede nyo i-comment dito para baka gumawa tayo ng second session with them, di ba? So, first, introduce natin, let our guests introduce themselves para naman makilala nyo sila ng mas mabuti.
Okay.
Let's start with Jeff.
Okay, hi guys sa mga subscribers and followers ni Chi. She is my MBA classmate at De La Salle University in Manila. So, doon kami nag-meet and eventually, after school, tuloy-tuloy pa yung communication. So, Chi is a very trustworthy and guru talaga siya sa investment. So, lodi ko yan si Chi. And sobrang na-appreciate ko din because she also wanted to help din kasi the viewers para mas malawak yung kaalaman nila. Kasi yung investment, di ba, it's a wide field talaga. It doesn't mean na pag sinabi yung investment, it's more of the banking lang or it's more of the stocks. Marami tayong pwedeng outlet ng investment. And yung topic natin today nga is itataka later. Then, I also teach as a former professor ako sa UMac or University of Makati. So, I taught their entrepreneurship management nung mga graduating student. And currently, I am an Eastwest banker. I've been with the banking industry for 10 years. More of the retail banking, sales, operations, name it. So, I've been at the branch or store level. So, thank you guys and hope today marami kaming ma-impart na knowledge sa inyo and matulungan namin kayo sa mga questions nyo.
Yan, thank you, Jeff. Napakagaling yan si Jeff. Isa yan sa mga
Grabe.
trusted ko na classmate. Kaya talagang
Ano kita?
invite
Bigyan kitang kape. Bigyan kitang kape after COVID.
Aabangan ko yan.
Oh, sure.
So let's now introduce naman si Sir Greg.
Okay, good afternoon, Chi, Jeff, and to all the fans and subscribers of Money and Chi. My name is Greg Mercado Jr. I work with Troo, TROO. We are rated as East-West GS Life. It's a life insurance company that is jointly owned by East-West Bank, one of the largest and fastest growing universal banks in the country. So Jeff, the last one here, he's a good friend of mine. He works with the bank and he's one of our top performers. He's very passionate about personal finance and helping the bank customers get investments and protections through us, no? Yung bank assurance business ng East-West. And the other half of East-West is owned by Ageas Life, which is one of the oldest and largest life insurers in Europe. Now, so Ageas Life, AGEAS Life, almost 200 years in the business of insuring lives. So we have two financial giants. That's East-West Bank and Ageas Life. Nag-merge sila into True. That's where I work. I am the regional manager of Metro Manila, the southern area. So me and Jeff, we're both from South. Go Metro South, Jeff.
Go, sir.
Go Division 1. So Jeff here is from Division 1, which is the Fort BGC area. And basically the area that I support is all the business districts, everywhere from all East-West branches from the Ortigas area all the way to Alabang. So I support the insurance operations there. Now, but before my stint in True, I have 14 years experience in the financial services industry. The last stint that I was doing, Chi, is similar to what you've been doing in the past. I was actually an analyst for private equity
Oh.
before I joined True, and just like you, I've made the switch from using my business background. I also have an MBA, just like you and Jeff, pero sa AIM naman, sa Asian Institute of Management. And so originally I was trained to do analysis more on the corporate finance side, and also possible for valuations and things like that. But then when I ended up talking with True, I got excited about the passion of True, which is to help Filipinos plan for a brighter tomorrow by prepare for a brighter tomorrow, but so that they can live their best life today. No, and it's basically taking the theory of corporate finance and applying it on a personal level. So just like what you do, Chi, you help people make money in the market. You're a trained equity analyst. You help them, retail people. No, same thing. I have that same passion. I want to use my business knowledge to help Filipinos really with financial planning on a personal level.
Wow, bigatin si Sir Greg.
Yes.
AIM.
Bigatin ka din, Chi. AIM.
AIM.
Known business school talaga, AIM.
Yeah. Well, also founded by LaSalle. So LaSalle was one of the founders of AIM. So we're all kind of connected. I'm also from LaSalle, undergrad.
Animo.
Animo.
Animo Lasal.
Yes.
So baka ano yung mga go-uste ko dyan na friends. So, mo lasal din tayo and go-uste. Okay. Pero all
Yellow, green.
Yeah.
Yes,
all
for
of
everyone. Para sa lahat ng mga Pilipino, no? And even
UP,
foreigners if they're watching.
Atenair,
Yes.
and every schools in the world. In the world talaga. Ayan, so thank you for sharing your background. Yan, nakita nyo naman. So, we invited people that really knows about, what they're doing and the business and here to help you, diba? Okay, so let's start. Kasi di ba marami tayong narinig na sinasabi nila na, kailangan mo ng insurance. Kailangan mo ng
Yes.
insurance, ganyan. And sa ngayon ba, ilang percent ng mga tao sa Pilipinas sa tingin nyo yung may insurance? And bakit kailangan ng insurance ng isang tao?
Jeff, do you want to share first?
Okay. Ako, Chi, kasi nag-start akong kumuha ng insurance, siguro 22 years old. Hindi ko pa din kasi alam yung kahalagahan niya. Like, nung 18 ako or 19, which is the best time pag nag-start ka pala ng insurance. Kasi pag 18 years old ka na, pwede ka na, may capacity ka na na to work, to pay. Kasi, ang thinking ko before sa insurance, I treat it as expense. Kasi more of my friends din, maybe din sa culture or I don't know, pero ito personal lang, nakikita ko siya before na expense. And meron kasi akong iniisip before na malakas naman ako and hindi ako nagkakasakit. So, bakit ko siya kailangan? So, parang noon, actually hindi talaga open for insurance. Pero, there is my boss in my former bank. She's the one who pushed me kasi sabi niya, Jeff, bata ka pa. Parang, in-encourage niya ako na kumuha or open yung mind ko sa insurance, which is, it's a VUL eh. So, parang ako naman noon, alam mo na parang, okay, jump on the bandwagon kasi lahat daw kukuha insurance. Pero, hindi ko pa naiintindihan kung bakit talaga siya mahalaga. Pero ngayon, nung nag-Eastwest ako, at the same time, I was tasked to sell. So, you cannot sell something if first, you really don't know its worth. Second, if you yourself don't have it. So, para kang kunwari sa client, I'm sharing, then ako wala. So, it's like selling nothing eh. So, ngayon, first, ito yung mga na-realize ko to make it summarize lang. Number one, insurance is an instant estate. So, paano ba yun? Diba, sasabihin natin, mahirap lang tayo, wala tayong papamana sa mahal natin sa buhay. Pero, for example, my coverage in my insurance is 1 million. So, if ever mawala man ako sa mundo, diba, may maiiwan akong yaman. So, yun yung hindi masyado na iisip din ng iba na medyo hindi pa open sa insurance, na automatic estate siya, na di mo sasabihin mahirap ka nung namatay kasi may naiwan kang something sa family. Second, insurance is love. Because of course, you are being insured. But, when mawala man tayo sa mundo or magkasakit or ma-accident or ma-hospital, it's really the love that we have for our family. Because sabihin na natin sa Philippines talaga, usually ang nagsasuffer yung family, 'di ba? So ayoko naman dumating yung time na yung family ko mag-suffer at mahirapan para lang itaguyod yung ano ko. Then third, yun nga, and then siya, forced savings. Alam mo, Chi, ang hilig ko sa travel. So, talagang,
Hindi ba tayo lahat?
ayun, ang hilig natin sa travel. Si Sir Greg also loves
Yeah,
travel,
yeah,
I
me too.
think.
Yeah,
Pero
especially
di
in my
ba,
younger years.
yes sir, pero alam mo yun, pag, parang when you get a car, when you get a house,
Mhm,
parang kailangan mo kasing magtabi. Because
mhm,
may kailangan kang bayaran. Pero dito kasi naisip ko, it's a for savings because kailangan ko siyang i-push kasi at the same, kailangan ko maging active yung policy ko, diba? So, kailangan lagi siyang active, updated. At the same time, it's a long-term vision na hindi mo mabibili yung peace of mind. I invest, I insure myself. At the same time, whenever I wake up, pagtulog ko, magbiyahe man ako, pumunta akong office, tumawid man ako sa pedestrian, tapos merong haharurot. Alam mo yun, may
mhm.
peace of mind ako na hindi ko iniisip na baka wala akong gamiting pera. So I think yun lang talaga yung mga trigger points ko for insurance. Bakit siya mahalaga? And I know Sir Greg can share more.
Mhm.
Because si Sir
Yeah.
Greg talaga, I know may mga experience na yan. When it comes to claims
Mhm,
din, nakikita talaga
mhm,
niya yung value ng insurance. Pero like me, as a professional, as a start-up, siguro businessman na din in the future, nakita ko yung kahalagaan niya on that simple scope. Pero I know, mas marami pa tayong matututunan kay Sir Greg because he's really the insurance man here. So Sir Greg, share mo naman yung
All
mga ano
right,
mo.
thank you, Jeff. Yeah,
Thank you,
sure,
sir.
sure. Jeff brought up a lot of very good points, no? So, binanggit ni Jeff yung word na peace of mind, di ba? Tsaka family. So, I agree with you, Jeff, no? Life insurance is, aside from providing a lot of wonderful benefits for your family, should something happen to you, immediately upon buying your policy, upon signing up, it already gives you peace of mind, di ba? So, it's also something that is nice to have, no? You can also think of it as a very comfortable pillow because a lot of people say that they can sleep better at night knowing that they have a life insurance coverage, especially if you're a breadwinner. Like, for example, ikaw, Jeff, diba? Tumutulong ka sa family
Yes.
mo, no? So, like, when we had our financial planning sessions, you were one of the people who said that you're part of the sandwich generation, no? Some of the Filipinos that are helping their parents. So imagine if you're a breadwinner, whether you're helping your parents or you're helping your own children. The big idea behind insurance is, knock on wood, wag sana, but if a breadwinner should be taken out of the picture sooner than expected, how will the family continue after? No, and to connect with what you were saying, Jeff. No, you talked about it's for the family. Another way of thinking about life insurance, it's actually love insurance. People buy love insurance because you love the people that you're supporting, especially kung breadwinner ka, no? And when the most precious part of applying for life insurance is the part where you get to elect your beneficiary, because that's basically the part where you're stating in the contract, should something happen to you as a breadwinner, saan papunta yung proceeds ng iyong policy, no? So going back to Chi's opening, there are actually a lot of Filipinos are starting to get insurance now, no? Because even if you're doing microfinance, even if you're going to like a microfinance institution, you're getting a very small loan for 100,000 pesos. A lot of times that microfinance institution will already require you a micro insurance na MRI. No, even if you're employed by let's say an agency, sometimes your employer will already give you a small insurance. So, but even so, no, more than half of the country still doesn't have insurance. And even for those who do have, 99% of Filipinos are underinsured. They don't
Mm.
have enough. So to connect to what you were saying, Chino, a lot of your viewers, I'm sure some Money and Chi, a lot of our viewers there are retail stock investors, di ba? And a lot of you probably also have life insurance policies. And I salute you for having that. But the big question is, do you have enough? Ideally, Chi, no, the big idea behind insurance, the ideal scenario for a breadwinner is, knock on wood, something happens to that breadwinner sooner than expected, the family can continue as if the breadwinner were still there. Now, so how do you compute that? There's a very formal way of computing that. There's also a very quick computation way. If you want me to share that with you later, no, we can also simplify it and give people a quick calculation. But that's the big idea. Should something happen to the breadwinner, paano yung family? And the ideal is there's enough so that the family can continue. For example, you have young children, you want them to study. Yung mga pinag-usapan natin kanina, you studied in UST for college, di ba, Chi? I
Yes.
studied in LaSalle for undergrad. So let's say, for example, you have children, they're young. You're thinking one day you want them to go to LaSalle, you want them to go to UST. Uh, as a breadwinner, knock on wood, wag sana, if something should happen to a breadwinner, even if you're not around, your children ideally should still be able to go to LaSalle, should still be able to go to UST, and should still be able to continue throughout the years as if you're still around. And the only way that most Filipinos, unless you're like super yaman talaga, unless kasama ka dun sa mga pinakamayaman na mga bilyonaryo sa Pilipinas, kung di ka kasama sa grupo na yan, the only best way to have that peace of mind is through life insurance.
Para pala siya, sir, kasi sa business, di ba, in order to move forward yung operations, meron sila mga business continuity plan. So,
Yes.
para pa lang sa atin as individual, it's like life continuity plan.
Yeah.
So, how will
Yes.
our loved ones continue to live even
Exactly.
without us? Yeah, very, very...
Yes.
Actually, sir, napaisip ako. Nagko-compute
Yes.
ako when you're talking na,
Uh-huh.
meron ba akong enough? Nagko-compute ako ng coverage ko.
Yes, yes.
Oo nga, no? Parang, wag
Yes.
naman sana, if there's a diagnosis of a cancer, will 2 million be enough? So parang, right now, it's really an opener din na, sabi mo nga, sir, it doesn't mean na insured ka na. So, may term pala na underinsured, right? So, parang,
99%
yeah. Ako kasi
underinsured.
parang, before, pag in-offeran ako na, Chi, parang, ay, may insurance na ako
Pinakamura lang.
Oo, pinakamura. Magkano coverage mo? 500,000. Parang, pero in real life, for example, when you had a cancer, imagine mo how many chemo session, diba? Or pag namatay ka, tapos may utang ka sa bank or what, diba? Magkano yung babayadan mo pa? So, yun talaga yung din beauty na insurance, Sir Greg, no? So, talagang, yun nga din, natuwa din ako, Sir Greg, kasi even though kung ikaw, Chi, in the future, diba, or ako magkaanak, or si Sir Greg, sinecure na niya yung college education ng bata. As if tayo, kung mawala man tayo sa picture, alam natin na that certain day na makakagraduate yung bata or yung future anak natin, mangyayari. So, it's really preparing for the future, the insurance.
Yes.
Ako,
Yeah.
I'll share lang kung ba't ako kumuha ng insurance and kailan ako nag-start. So, nag-start ako kumuha ng insurance, siguro 24 na ako. Ganyan. And the reason why kumuha ko ng insurance kasi, yun nga, I'm thinking in the future, kapag nagkaroon ako ng, paano to? Kasi di ba, advance ako mag-isip eh. So, nagka-compute ako ng savings na magkano yung kailangan ko after 20 years. So, let's just say, life continues, magkaroon ako ng family, magkaroon ako ng anak. Something happened to me in the middle. So, my plan is to save up to that moment, but something happened in the middle. Mag-fulfill pa rin yung plano ko for that 20 years na savings ko. So, if I'm planning to save 1 million in 20 years, that coverage I'm looking for is that amount. Because I calculated, kailangan ko ng 1 million that time for the school of my anak, diba? So, yun yung thinking ko that time. Another thing kasi, later on, we'll talk about, the next question is about the types of insurance eh. Kasi, one of my experiences kasi, yung mom ko and my dad, I want them to be insured. Kasi merong insurance na if they get diagnosed by a sickness, they get money. Let's say, ma-diagnose ka ng cancer, bibigyan ka ng 1 million kaagad. And it was my mistake kasi natagalan. Nag-Korea ako that time. So, hindi ko natutukan sila na magsagot ng form. And my mom died without the insurance. And she was
Oh,
diagnosed
sorry to hear
with,
about that.
yeah, she was
Mhm,
diagnosed with
mhm,
lupus. So,
mhm, mhm,
kung naka-insured siya, di bayad sana lahat ng hospital bills. Pero because of wala siyang insurance, we have to pay with our own money. Syempre, may konting tulong ni PhilHealth. Pero at the end of the day, malaki pa rin yung binayaran namin as a family, lalo na ng dad ko. So, after that happened, pinush ko na talaga na makuha kaagad nung dad ko yung insurance for him naman. Just in case na, alam mo yun, something happened. You'll never know eh. Kasi,
mhm,
kagaya naman, hindi namin alam na magkakalupos siya or may lupus na pala siya or something like that. Kasi, lagi siya nagpapa-hospital, tapos hindi namin alam. Pero, ayun nga, it's my mistake na hindi ko pinush siya kaagad. Kasi, it's for them. It's not for me eh. It's for my mom na hindi siya matatakot na magpa-hospital. Kasi lalo na yung tatay ko, ayaw na pumunta ng hospital. Takot yun sa
mhm,
ospital.
mhm,
So, sabi ko, huwag ka
mhm,
na matakot kasi may insurance ka na. So, if ma-diagnose, kasi ang iniisip niya, ayokong gastusin niyo yung pera niyo, yung savings niyo, para sa sakit ko. So,
mhm,
parang sa akin, might as well, insured ko siya para in case na ma-diagnose ka ng kahit anong sakit, hindi mo iisipin yung anak mo, yung savings niya, bibigay para, alam mo, maubos, bebenta yung mga property.
mhm,
Di ba ganun lang sa
mhm,
Pilipinas?
mhm.
Bebenta yung properties, para paggamot yung cancer and all. Which is for me, unacceptable. Kasi syempre, natatay ko ayaw niya pumayag kasi mamatay na lang siya, sabi niya. Kasi sabi niya, mamamatay din naman ako, bakit mo gagastusin lahat ng pera mo? And for me, as anak, ayoko naman ng ganun, na hindi ko tutulungan yung
Mhm,
tatay ko.
mhm,
So, kaya ko siya kinuhanan ng insurance. So, that's for
mhm.
me. So, let's ask you guys naman. Ano ba yung types of insurances na to? Kasi, marami akong nakakausap na mga financial planners na pag mo, ano ba yung mga klase ng insurance? Lagi lang nilang sinasabi sa akin, mag-meeting tayo, tapos sisend ko sa iyo yung proposal. For me, gusto ko makita ilatag mo sa akin lahat no types of insurance kasi gusto ko makita ano ba
Mhm.
yung fit for me. Yes, I need your um, kailangan ko rin yung suggestion mo as a planner. Pero at the end of the day, ano ba yung pwede kong pagpilian? Baka naman may ino-offer ka na hindi ko kailangan or mas gusto ko pala tong isa, di ba? So, can you guys help us naman to understand ano ba yung mga klase
Sure.
of insurances?
I think she
Okay,
din,
great.
no? To add, tinatanong mo what are the type of insurance. Para lang, ito based on stock knowledge to Sir Greg. Please
Mhm,
do, interrupt me if may masabi man akong Pero I think, yung iba kasi, pag sinabing insurance, I think first type is the life. Second is non-life. So kasi, kahit walang buhay, no, na-insure. Kotse, bahay. So, I think that's non-life. Then life, ito na yung sa tao. So, kumbaga, yung kotse mo insured, that's non-life. Pero yung taong nakasakay doon, that's the life insurance. Kasi siya yung may buhay. Though yung kotse may buhay din, pero non-life. So, parang pag sinabi insurance, it doesn't mean agad na tao or So parang there's a non-life and life insurance. Pero since ang focus natin dito is ang mga viewers, ang mga
True.
nanonood at tayong tao talaga. So I think we focus on the life insurance kasi
mhm.
alam naman na natin yung sa mga loans sa sasakyan, sa bahay, fire insurance, mortgage redemption insurance, ganon. So I think Sir Greg can share more of the life
Life, yeah.
insurance.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
All right.
Personal insurance.
Yes. So, I see Jeff. No. So we have non-life. We have life. They're kind of similar in some ways. For example, no, when you talk about non-life, one of the most popular is car insurance. So let's say, for example, Chi, do you and your husband happen to be car lovers or di masyado?
You masyado. Travel.
Okay, travel lang.
May
No,
travel
but it's
insurance.
yes, but it's very possible that some of your followers in Money Chi, baka yung ilan mga car lover, tama?
Yes.
Yeah.
Possibly, no? So let's imagine one of the followers of Money and She is a car lover, and they buy their dream car. brand new. Tanong Chi, do you think that person would insure their car?
Yeah, dapat.
Most likely, right? Kung
Yes.
car lover siya,
Oo.
let's say for example, pangarap niya is maka BMW, finally nakapag-ipon siya for a BMW. I'm 99.99% sure i-insure niya yan, no?
Para
And
ano, ayaw na
yes,
magagasgasan.
yes. The reason for that is kung magasgas yan or even something worse, total wreck, even the worst case scenario, theft or total wreck. Like for example,
Mm.
Undoy. Nung nag-Undoy sa Manila, a lot of cars were totally wrecked. Kaya umuso sa car insurance yung idea of flood insurance. So the big
Mm.
idea is if your car totally disappears, your car insurance will allow you to have enough money to buy a brand new BMW. The same concept with life. No? So going back to what we were talking about, sa breadwinner, di ba? I think some of the questions of your followers, Chi, is how much insurance should you have? Di ba? So we have when we talk about life insurance, there are different kinds of products with a different emphasis. All right, so some are heavy on the insurance coverage side, no, in case of death, halimbawa. And then you can think of it as a spectrum. No, so on this side you have the products that are very heavy on giving a breadwinner the protection that he or she needs. So the cheapest form of this is term life insurance. Kadalasan sa mga bank loan natin, the bank forces us to get a term insurance. No, so that's term. And then later on, you move down the spectrum a little bit over here. We have other products that will give you a customer a lot of protection, but at the same time, meron din konting savings component, no? Because life is so unpredictable. So wouldn't it be great that as you pay your premiums for protection, you also get some savings at the same time? So over the history of life insurance, a lot of companies and a lot of customers realize it's nice to not only have protection, but to also have some savings as well. So when you move down the spectrum from term, now we have whole life. So whole life. So sa amin sa True, our flagship whole life product is Legacy. So we have our Legacy product. This one will give a customer a lot of coverage all the way up to age 100. At the same time, may savings component then, no? And then yung nakuha mo umbrella, Jeff, that's more of a term with endowment. No, so combination siya ng
Yes.
term and endowment. Heavy on the protection, diba? For example, yung kinuha ni Jeff for as low as 3,000 a month. Imagine that, Chi. As low as 3,000 a month, someone can already get 3 million life insurance coverage. Malaking maitutulong.
Laki
Doon sa
nun.
example, yes, doon sa example
Yes.
mo about like the idea of simple financial planning. I want to have enough coverage so that my child can go to college someday, diba? There are a lot of studies that show that if you have children that are like babies pa lang ngayon, by the time they go to college, about 3 million. So we have as much as 3 million coverage for as low as 3,000 a month. So that's what we do in True is we bundle. No? So we don't have pure term. We have term mixed with endowment, mixed with savings. We also have whole life. If you wanted to add more coverage, then we can add more term. Going back to what you were saying, Chino. So we don't want a product push. We want to engage our customers and ask them what their financial goals are. And given their financial goals, we can show them their options, depending if they want to start heavy on or go more on the savings and investment. So here we have the term, here we have the whole life, which is protection up to age 9, and then we have here endowment. No? So this one naman, shorter maturity period, 10 years, 20 years. Basically, you get protection for 10 years, 20 years. At the same time, on the 10th year or the 20th year, you get a big sum of money back. So that's your savings. No? And then here on the right side, pinaka right, we have our investment heavy products. No? So these are life insurance products with an investment component. And our flagship product is our Build Wealth. No? And we have different variants of that. We have a regular pay Build Wealth, which is flexible. You can actually pay that all the way up to age 99 if you wanted to, and it'll give you a lot of protection. And at the same time, nakakapag-invest ka pa sa market. No? And if you wanted a short defined paying period, investing period, then we also have our Build Wealth shorter periods. So 10 years, 7 years, 5 years, 3 years. We also have a one pay. if you wanted to just have a one-time investment. So these are the different kinds of products in the market. And the going back to what we were talking about, diba? The nice thing about, let's say for example, let's talk about our flagship Build Wealth, no? Which will allow customers to have both investment and insurance at the same time. To give you an example, Chino, let's talk about the average, the typical Money and Chi follower. So more or less, who's the typical Money and Chi follower? How old are they normally? What do they do for a living? More or less, how much are they making, and how much are they regularly investing in the stock market? What do you think, Chi?
Based on the analytics, I think the most of our viewers are millennials, no?
Millennials, very
Below
good.
40, I think.
Oh, up to 40, yan. So, ano ba
So,
yung next sa millennial?
Gen
Tito
X
Lenya.
or
Tito Lenya.
Gen X
Gen
and
X and then
millennial.
baby boomer. Yeah. Okay. I see. So people maybe age 25 to 40, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
they're trading in the market. More or less, how much do you think on an average is are they trading on a month? Let's say they're buying in Call Financial or BDO Nomura. How much per month do you think Money and Chi fan or follower is investing in the market?
Most
More or less.
likely, nasa 100,000 or 50,000, 50 to 100,000. Um,
Wow, that's pretty good, huh?
inisip, inisip ko lang. Pero marami din kasi na
Could
hindi
be
pa
lower
sila
then, yeah.
Hindi pa talaga
Hmm.
sila nagsa-start mag-invest. They're still trying to
Hmm.
understand. They wanted to know more.
Yes.
Kasi, yun nga, lagi natin sinasabi sa videos natin na delikado, di ba? Hindi porket sinabi, push ka agad, mag-invest ka kaagad. Kasi marami rin natatalo. So, yun yung importante. So, at the same time, ito rin, insurance, di ba? Maraming nagsasabi insure. So, that's why we're having this session din for them to understand mag-insurance ba sila
Mhm.
right now.
Great. So, for example, Chi, let's talk about that profile of the Money and Chi follower who's investing 50,000 a month. Halimbawa, no? Yung isang follower mo is investing 50,000 in the stock market every month, right? What might be a goal of that person? Why do you think they're investing in the
Ay,
stock market? What would be
sorry, per month
top of
ba?
mind?
Sabihin na lang natin ano pala, 5,000 or
Maybe
10,000.
5,000, right? Let's say
5,000.
10,000 a month. Yeah, so a typical Money and Chi person investing 10,000 a month. Typically, what would be a financial goal? Let's give him or her an age, maybe like 30s siguro to. Kasi sabi mo parang something from millennial to Gen X. So maybe someone in their 30s. What would be a top of mind financial goal for a Money and Chi follower investing 10,000 a month? Like 10 years
Definitely
from now, mhm,
family, right? Or
family,
house, ganyan.
house, right? So let's say 10 to 20 years, it could be top of mind that they're saving up for a house, a condo, or could be tuition ng anak nila in the future, and they see your videos, di ba, as a good way to help them time the market, right?
Yeah.
Um, invest at the right time. What would happen, no, to someone who's saving up for a house? Let's say 10,000 a month, invest siya for 1 year. So how much is that in 1 year? That's 120,000. So
Yes.
120,000 investment in 1 year time. And then let's say, for example, very sad news. In 1 year's time, this Money and She follower went to the clinic, no, because dun sa company niya may APE. Sinabi ng doctor, you better consult the doctor kasi may lumabas sa APE mo. And then when they consult the doctor says, I'm sorry to inform you, but you have stage 1 cancer pala. And now I'm advising you to go for very expensive treatments. What might happen, Chi, dun sa 120,000 na inipon ni Money and Chi follower? Ano kaya
Siguro,
posibleng mangyari? Boom, disappear, di ba? So, for example lang, no? Let's say someone with a 10,000 portfolio, a capacity to save 10,000 a month. Imbis na 10,000 a month directly sa retail, nag-decide siya, 5,000 na lang ang i-invest ko sa retail. O sabihin na natin na kasi dapat at least ano no, at least 8,000 ka para hindi ka talo sa mga charges ni Call Financial, na. So let's say 8,000 a month. Tinuloy niya sa Call Financial or BD Nomura. Sabi niya, yung 2,000 a month, I'll do VUL. Or to simplify, let's say 7,000 in the stock market, 3,000 for VUL a month. So the 3,000 a month VUL, that'll be 36,000 a year. Believe it or not, that 36,000 a year, Chi, unang hulog na 36,000. Halimbawa, annual premium 36,000. That person can already be covered for times 20. So
Mm.
that 300 that 36,000 first year pa lang, Chi, first year 36,000 pa lang. That can already be a 720,000 coverage. Not only for death, but even for heart attack, stroke, and cancer. And at the
So,
same
pwede na
time,
kami
yes,
for
at the
hospitalization.
yes, at the same time, Chi, that 3,000 a month is also being invested in the market. So, minimal lang ang ilalagay namin, yung 3,000 a month niya, minimal lang ilalagay namin sa insurance. Kung build wealth ang kukunin niya sa amin, for example, regular pay build wealth, aming flagship na VUL product, the majority of the premium would still go into, just like how you guys do it. What we do is our fund manager, which is the East West Trust Group, we invest in the PSEI. Now our equity fund mirrors the PSEI. So imagine just 3,000 a month, a customer will already have the majority of that 3,000 diversified in the 30 stocks in the PSEI, and makakapag ride siya ng kita ng stock market over the long term. So that's the beauty of insurance, no? Dito sa spectrum na to, yung sinasabi ko na insurance with investment at the same time. So my advice to all the followers of Money and Chi, di ba? Tuloy niyo lang yan, no? You guys like growing your money, you like the idea of having control over your stock trades. That's wonderful. But my financial advice to you is, it would be good if you just take a portion of what you're investing every month away, and maybe you can explore your solutions with a life insurance company that can also provide you investment opportunity and protection at the same time.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
Kasi, ano to, natatawa ako sa iba. Kasi like, di ba may investment insurance? And every
Yes.
time I ask them, like, kasi they will show you a computation, di ba? And then, I ask them, kasi lalagyan nila sabihin, invest now instead of insured now. So, invest now meaning, has to be investment, right? So, if I check the calculation, nakita ko, 10% lang na pupunta sa investment, 90% sa insurance, right? So, mali yun. Dapat insure now, di ba? Instead of with investment. So,
Yes. Yes.
but there's another one that has 50-50, 50% insurance, 50% investment. For me, that's better. So, for True, ilan percent yung napupunta sa investment, ilan percent yung napupunta sa insurance?
I think that the terminology here you might be confused with is the premium allocation charge. So a lot of times, or actually this is being done in all life insurance companies, that are on the first year of your VUL policy, there's going to be a percentage that the company takes to set the policy. Then immediately after that, on the next year, most of it is invested. So it's usually hindi lalagpas ng 90% cheap when you talk about VUL. Most of the
Hindi,
time,
kasi sa ano sila, parang sa ika-fourth year ka pa yata bago mag-i-invest yung ano
yes,
insurance.
I think
yes,
she, ano
yeah.
siya, it would depend on the product that the client is availing. Kasi as what, meron kaming isang product like Sir Greg said, yung Boost Wealth, it's purely heavy on investment. So, very, very, very minimal talaga yung pupunta sa insurance. Kasi it's heavily more of investment. Like yung kinuha ko naman, it's more of investment with full protection. So, may accident, death, accident, disablement, meron akong hospital cash, meron akong critical illness. So, parang nakasandal na ako sa pader. So, ano siya parang it depends on the premium din na babayadan mo. Kasi I think, not quite sure lang with other insurance companies, pero meron nga siyang percentage, depende din sa premium na binabayaran mo. Kasi yung sa akin, yun sa truck ko, it's around 24,000 a year. So, pero kasi, with due respect din naman with other insurance companies, okay din naman. But, what I like about this True product, because I also have with other insurance companies, and I love them din naman, because I'm insured. But at the same time, medyo napag-isipan ko din na, sayang nga naman, if it's purely of more of the insurance, diba? Sabi mo nga, insure now, hindi dapat invest now. So, kung 50-50 naman siya, parang invest now, insure now. Kasi, you gotta enjoy the investment at the same time, protected ka. So, parang sa akin, wala pang, I think 2018 ko nakuha yon. Ngayon, I'm enjoying na din. May fund value na siya, which is guaranteed kasi yung limit ko doon. Death benefit ko, it's around
Yes, guaranteed. Yeah.
480,000.
480.
But when I
Yes.
check, since kung magkano yung laman ng account value ko or fund value ng investment, ina-add siya dun sa guaranteed. And when I check
Yes.
online, it's around 500,000 plus na. So meaning,
Oh,
I can assure na hindi lahat napupunta doon sa insurance. Kaya doon din sa mga hindi din siguro aware, actually lahat naman ng insurance companies, magaganda yung offers din nila. And doon
Yes.
lang siguro sa way na sinasabi sa client, saan ba talaga napupunta? And being transparent to the client na ma'am, on the first year, ganito po. Kasi baka magulat sila when you pay 24,000. Uy, nasa yung 24,000 ko? Bakit hindi ko nakita? Diba? So,
yeah.
Yes.
I always tell them clients na through our advisor na kasama ako, then I refer that to our advisor na, ma'am, on the first year, merong percentage, for example, dun sa 24,000 ko, it's around 18,000 that comes to the insurance. Bakit? It's for the setup, for the admin. Alam mo yun, kasi you as a client should know na hindi lang sasabihin sa'yo yung proposal, ma'am, in 10 years, makukuha
Pero
mo
ka,
is
1 million.
100,000, 1 million, diba?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tapos meron pa yung mga projection chi, which is hindi siya guaranteed. Yun yung dapat din aware yung clients natin na may nakikita silang 4, 8, 10. It is not guaranteed. It is dependent on the market if talagang VUL yung kinuha nila. Kung gusto nila ng guaranteed, more of the retirement yan, yung mga endowment talaga. Pero ako kasi medyo risky din ako kasi alam mo na, kailangan din nating mag-earn. So yung sa akin, it's more of the bond fund. I think I put up there 30%, tapos 70% on the equity. So, pwede mo kasing laruin eh. Unlike nga nung, siguro sir, yung sa mga followers ni Chi, naglalaro ka, di ba? Lalaruin mo. First is, you are the administrator yourself. Minsan hindi ka makatulog. Pag pula, tapos every time kailangan mo maging aware sa balita. So, sa VUL kasi, ang kagandahan na nakita ko nga is, may nagmamanage na for you, at the same time, pwede ka matulog sa gabi kasi insured ka. I mean,
May
kung
ibang nag-iisip,
mag-8
merong iba hindi makatulog sa gabi.
Oo, kasi
Yes.
siguro I admire din yung mga investors mo, Chino. Kasi lalo na pag kumikita yung stocks, aminin natin kasi ako I once traded with make trade. So naging day trader ako diyan. So minsan kumikita ako 1,000, binebenta ko din siya. So imagine mo nakaka 7,000 ako in a week, which is nakakatuwa. Pero yun nga, like what Sir Greg told us kanina na, what if something happened? So yung pera ko, nandun lahat. So, hindi ko alam paano, kung disabled ka, comatose ka, paano nga naman yun malalaro ng family mo, di ba? Eh, ikaw yun nasa ospital. So, that's the beauty of having investment and at the same time insurance. And going back to your question nga, depende siya sa type of product, depende siya sa appetite ni client. Kung risky yan, gusto niya lahat invest, gusto niya lahat purely insurance, like what Sir Greg told in the spectrum, depende siya. Kaya, siguro, tinatanong ka din nung mga friend mo na I would like to talk to you muna kasi they need to assess. Kasi ako like as si Sir Greg, we talk to client. It's not selling. For example, ikaw gusto mong pumuti, Chi. Tapos ang bebenta ko sa'yo is pampatan. So parang may mismatch. May product mismatch. So dapat, kunwari, ang gusto mo pala, Chi, ang dami mo ng protection, tapos ako, bebentahan kita ng, Chi, meron kami insurance, 5 million coverage, tapos mura lang. Eh, ang gusto mo pala, one-time payment, kasi yung 1 million mo gusto mo, isang time ka lang, ayaw mo nang iniisip mo quarterly, monthly. So, to answer your question, I think it would depend din sa, first, sa insurance company, second, dun sa appetite ni client, pero ang ano talaga nito, kailangan transparent yung nagbebenta at lahat ng charges sabihin na kasi nalulungkot lang din ako sa iba kasi minsan siguro din sinasabi nga na mataas insurance, kikita ka in 10 years or guaranteed po to, meron kang makukuha. So, it's really more of being concerned. Kasi ako, lahat talaga ng medyo nabentahan ko, Chi, is my close friends and family. Kasi sabi ko sa kanila, I want to know them din. Kasi mas kilala ko sila eh. It's like, di ba? Kaya kung meron man tayong mga interested na investors mo, we really need to talk muna na, sir, what do you want? What are your plans? Kung may anak ba siya, single ba siya, widowed ba siya, gusto ba niya mag-retire? So, from there, malalaman natin kung saan ilalagay, and from that moment na malaman natin, doon natin makikita yung allocation charge. I think yung sa'yo na sinasabi mong 90% and 10, maybe she or he is the one who designed the product for you. So, ikaw, nashock ka na lang na, bakit ang laki nung ano nito? Coverage, di ba? O bakit ito 50-50
Parang
naman?
standard eh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's talk privately sometime, Chi. I'm guessing what you're talking about is the premium allocation charge. So that's some companies charge beyond the first year, but there are a few just like us. We only charge premium allocation charge on the first year only. No, and we actually have one of the lowest rates. Actually, the lowest rate in the industry. Tied kami sa ibang competitor in the same low rate, and then immediately on the second year onwards, the majority of what you're paying in terms of premium for a VUL goes to investment. For example, Jeff, yung policy mo na 24,000 a year. More or less, if you go through your proposal, the insurance charge there is just maybe less than 1,000 a year.
Yes, sir. It's like around 900.
Exactly. So the rest of the money is actually, di ba, most of it, kasi may mga very small charges pa, but most of that, more than 90% is actually going to investment. So imagine, dito sa policy ni Jeff, 24,000 a year, 2,000 a month, meron na siyang 480,000 life insurance coverage. Pwedeng with hospital protection din yan, dun sa mga big three na heart attack, stroke, and cancer. So you can think of it as units, Chi. Is 480,000 enough if you get heart attack or stroke or cancer? Definitely not. But the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the
a single step.
First step, exactly. So you can think that as like one unit, diba? And then when it's like exercising it. When you get to the concept of I like peace of mind. I like love insurance. I like buying because I want my family to be safe should something happen to me. Then that one unit of the 2,000 a month, pwedeng mag-increase yan over the years. Diba? Pag si Jeff is already getting more commissions, getting promotions now. He's doing very well in Eastwest Bank. Jeff, I want to see you become a division head someday. Diba? So,
sure,
as
sir.
Jeff starts to progress in his career, then that 2,000 a month can become times 10. Pwede magiging 20,000 a month. And then imagine that 480,000 coverage will become 4.8. That's already to cover the basic expenses of heart attack, stroke, and cancer. So while Jeff is enjoying that protection, majority of his premium is actually going to his investment. So that 24,000 a year that he's investing for, kung ano man yung long-term goals ni Jeff 10 years from now, his money is growing, riding with the PSEI. No? And so when you talk about life insurance, VUL, long-term, it's best to really invest for long-term. It's a peso cost averaging strategy, Chi, and to all the Money Chi followers there. So you may want to consider a portion of your money that you're using right now for, it could be short-term trading, mid-term, or some of you might even be value investors for the long term as well. But you also might want to consider a peso cost averaging approach with a life insurance company like ours, like True, so that aside from getting investment returns, you get coverage at the same time. Because the gap that I was talking about, Chi, it's actually very large. Maybe, I don't know, Chi, would you like to talk about that? Because I know we're going to be talking about questions of your followers, diba? Alam ko meron din nagtanong, how much coverage should a person have?
Yeah, I think it's a good time to start with the questions of the viewers. Right?
Sure.
I think we covered some of them already, no?
Yeah.
Sa kwentuhan natin.
Okay. Regarding True Insurance, about their product of VUL, why they have no dollar product investment to offer, in spite of we all know that their bank Eastwest is aggressive in terms of buying and selling of dollars. So this is from, nagpapa-shout out kasi, so kailangan sabihin natin yung name.
So thank you sa mga followers ni Chi, grabe.
Ayan, si Jackson Chan from Jackson Chan.
Jackson Chan.
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sir
Thank you for your
Jackson.
question.
Jeff, do you want to be the one to answer that, or?
Actually, on East-West side, yeah. Currently, sobrang aggressive ni East-West when it comes to FX. Actually, not only dollars eh. We also sell third currency cheap. And we're one of the banks with competitive rates. I can send you through Viber to compare. So,
Sige nga
sobrang
kailangan ko
ganda
ng
din
mga
ng
forex.
Oo, sobrang ganda rin kasi ngayon kasi mababa yung USD, di ba? So, clients try to, kasi pwede mo rin parang gawing investment yung USD. Like, you buy low, and the event na mag-recover yung market, you sell it high na. So, for East West kasi, yeah, tama si Sir Jackson. Thank you for being so aware with East West performance. Currently, then, we are one of the top banks when it comes to income during pandemic. And sobrang laki. It's around 4.5 billion in the first half compared to 100 years bank, which is around 5 billion. So we're just
Sino
26
yan?
years old bank, pero yeah, we're very aggressive. But when it comes to investment on the USD side, since it's being handled by, kasi on the bank side, we do have naman investments like TD or short-term time deposit. We also have other investment outlets. But for the insurance part or more of the bank assurance side, Sir Greg can address the question of our your follower chief. But for the bank
Yeah.
side, yeah, we have offerings for dollar investments. But for the bank assurance side, it will be Sir Greg to discuss.
Yeah, thank you, Jackson, for asking that. Very simple lang naman ang sasabihin ko. It's in the works, so it's in the pipeline. We're actually studying how we could possibly come up with a dollar-denominated VUL eventually. So we don't have it right now, but we're studying that possibility.
Meron na bang mutual, UITF na dollars sa East West right now?
For UITF, I think more of peso pa lang. But I
Okay.
have to check,
Tanong mo natin
Chi,
si
pero
Sir Ramos.
si Sir, oo. Kasi Sir, I think the trust head at East West Bank, Sir Rob Ramos. Hi, Sir Rob.
Hi, Sir Rom.
So, shout out Sir Rob Ramos.
Hi, Sir Rob.
He's our professor in Lasal. So,
Oh, wow.
sobrang galing niya. Kaya nga, yun nga, Chi, sabi ko sa'yo,
Napakabait.
diba? Yung fund manager na nag-handle ng funds ni East West is kilala sa industriya. So, you can
Tiwala
attest
tayo
to
dyan.
that. Sobrang tiwala tayo dyan. At ikaw, sobrang galing mo na sa investment. Ang dami mo pang natutunan kay Sir. So, sobrang shoutout kay Sir Rob Ramos. So, hi, Sir.
Tanungin natin siya kung kailan magkaka-dollar din namin.
Yeah.
Oo. Pwede,
Pasok natin
email
sa
natin siya.
Oh, email
phone a
natin
friend.
siya. Okay, next question. What is the appropriate insurance coverage given a
There
certain
you go.
age and income? And
Yeah.
why are term insurance no longer in fashion these days? This is from Ruel Aparicio.
All right. So thank you, Ruel, for bringing that up now. And so let's talk again about that fictional Money and Chi follower, Chi. No. So let's say that Money and Chi follower, possibly watching this video right now, in their mid 30s, investing about 10,000 a month in the stock market. More or less, how much do you think is the monthly income of that person?
If they can invest 10,000, so looking at 50,000.
Maybe 50,000 a month, right? All right. So the reason I'm bringing that up is there are two ways to answer that question. No? Like how much insurance should someone have? One concept is income replacement. So like what I was saying earlier, the concept of car insurance, something happens to the car, you want to have a policy that can replace the car. Ganon din sa isang breadwinner. Halimbawa, let's say that person earning 50,000 a month is the main breadwinner of a family. Halimbawa lang, let's say, halimbawa, main breadwinner siya and then yung partner niya is stay home. No? So, ang buong family niya is dependent sa 50,000 a month niya. Tama? No? So, the ideal coverage that someone earning 50,000 a month should have, I'll show you the quick computation. No? More or less, what what's a good corporate bond rate nowadays? Like, if we talk about a good 10-year bond, what could people get in the market nowadays?
Nasa 5% mo ngayon.
5%. No, so this is the quick competition. There's a more formal way of doing this. So if you guys want to talk with me and Jeff, we can do like a video call and do a more longer approach. But if you want the quick calculation, it goes like this. This is the concept of income replacement. So 50,000 a month, di ba? Yun yung sinasahod ng isang breadwinner. So bali 600,000, bali 600,000 a year ang annual sahod niya. Tama. So the quick competition is to divide this number by something that the beneficiary can invest in for a fixed rate. So let's say, for example, corporate bond rate, 5%. So you divide this 600,000 by 5, divided by 0.05. Ideally, now going back to the concept of the journey of 1,000 miles, starts with the first step. No, so this is the ideal, but the reality is, all of us, most of us have an insurance gap, but the consciousness, diba, is the beginning. So ideally, a breadwinner earning 50,000 a month should have a 12 million coverage. Bakit? Knock on wood. Pag sana something happens to that breadwinner, the 12 million will now go to the partner. Diba? The partner has that 12 million, can buy a bond, a corporate bond, 10-year bond, and live off the interest, 0.05. So that partner will now have, just from the coupon rate of the bond, will have 600,000 as if the breadwinner is still there. And the best part about this approach, Chi, is intact pa rin yung principle. The 10 million is still there. Di ba? So, the 12 million. So let's say bata pa yung mga anak. So gusto yung pinag-usapan natin, UST, LaSalle. Gusto ipaaral yung mga anak sa UST, LaSalle. The partner can live off this the 600,000 a year, and eventually when the kids get older, they can now use that to pay the tuition. So that's the quick calculation, no? And that's on the concept of income replacement. The other one, similar to this approach, but it could be you base it on the lifestyle. How much is the family spending every month in a year? Divide that by what the beneficiary can earn in a fixed instrument. Same concept, no? So in terms of ensuring that the family lifestyle of someone continues as planned. So in my first illustration, it's more for a breadwinner with a young family. Pero pwede mo din pag-aralan yung isang 50-year-old, di ba? Or yung malapit na magretiro. Or let's say 50-year-old. How much protection should that person have? Same concept. You look at the family lifestyle. How much ginagastos nila sa isang taon? Di ba? Divide that by a coupon rate that they can earn from a fixed instrument. That's the amount of money that family should have saved up in terms of liquid assets. Diba? So what you do is you count all the liquid assets of that family. Kung below siya sa amount, i-fill in mo yan with life insurance. Those are the two ways of computing the life insurance gap.
May question ako. Ano
Yes.
lang siya. Kunyari, meron ka, syempre hindi mo naman masasabi, di ba, yung, let's say, yung partner, yung asawa mo, ganyan, pag namatay ka, pwede ba siya dumiretso dun sa bond, or can it be done like that na i-arrange na diretso? Kasi syempre, hindi mo alam, baka magastos or something like that. And you want that for your children, ganyan. So, hindi mo, kunyari lang, hindi naman kasi lahat ng tao pare-pareho, hindi ka masyadong tiwala kung paano mag-handle ng pera yung asawa mo. So, pwede ba yun yung insurance mo diretso mapupunta sa, let's say, bond para ma-achieve yung ganyan?
Well, technically, Chi, whoever you elect as the beneficiary of the policy, diba, the money will go to that person. So, kung diba, maganda may usapan yan sa mag-asawa, like, oh, if something happens to me, pwede ba invest mo yan sa bonds? That's one approach of doing it. If your intended beneficiary is already of a certain age, diba, 18 years old, then pwede na siya yung without having a guardian, they can already decide on what to do with the money. So that could be another approach as well. But that's the big idea. Ideally the partner should have that concept in mind, diba? That they get the proceeds and they use it for the family.
So, walang facilitation na nagkagano.
Na si beneficiary ang makakatanggap ng money, no? But the good thing is you can choose your beneficiary, di ba? You can choose your beneficiary. So
You
you
can
can
change, di ba? Kasi
yes,
minsan
Yes,
naghiwalay
yes,
you can
sila or
change.
something, di ba?
yes.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Pag nagkaanak
Mga
ka,
tanong. Pero normal naman yun, di ba? Kunyari, wala,
Yes,
sila.
yes.
Yan.
A lot,
Okay.
a lot of people, they, yeah. Well, that's a separate topic, but every insurance customer has the power to choose their beneficiary.
Okay. That's good to know. All
Mhm.
right. How insurance companies make money? How possible it
Mhm.
is for them to go bankrupt? Okay,
Mhm.
good question to. Thank you to Queenie Lara. Oh, by the way, thank you, Roel, for that question. So this time, Queenie Lara,
Mhm.
thank you to.
Yeah, great question. So life insurance companies, everything boils down to statistics. So it's all about probability. If you think about what we're doing in an insurance company, it's really a form of bayanihan. It's like economic financial bayanihan. So we have, like, for example, thousands of customers. You guys don't know each other. Customer A doesn't know customer B, di ba? Pero both of them are paying premiums to True. In the event something will happen to customer B, di ba? We get the money from a pool of premiums that everyone is paying. We take it out from there, and then yun yung gagamitin ng pambayad dun sa customer. At the end of the day, everything is based on mortality rates. Also, the latest statistics on how many people are dying in the Philippines given the different ages. No, so that's where all of it comes in. And what life insurance companies do is we factor in a certain percentage for profit, just like a normal business. Let's say, for example, you're in the food business. Diba? Uso ngayon yung mga online delivery. Let's say you have
Online.
a pizza business. Diba? Alam mo naman yung binibili mo na ingredients is this much. Alam mo naman kailangan kumita ka, so magpapatong ka ng konting profit. Ganun kasi lang ginagawa namin sa life insurance. So the insurance commission, they regulate the rates that we do. Okay, I think is my signal okay? O
Okay naman.
na-choppy ng konti. All right, okay. Na wala ng konti. Yeah, so they regulate us. They look at our rates if they're within the right range. Okay, and then we price in a certain profit. Now the likelihood of an insurance company closing shop is very, very, very low. And the reason for this is we are being regulated by the insurance commission. So there's a lot of confusion in the Philippines because in the past 20 years there were a lot of pre-need companies, or like companies, financial firms outside of the life insurance industry that were previously not regulated under the insurance commission. Unfortunately, some of them closed shop. The life insurance companies in the Philippines have a very good track record. The VUL is regulating not only the pricing of the products, but also the reserves. So all of the asset requirements that this company needs to have in order to meet its obligations every year, regulate the insurance commission. And the last thing I want to say is, particularly for for multinational life insurance companies. Multinational life insurance companies in the Philippines have a wonderful record. There's never been a single multinational operating in the Philippines that closed shop. And the reason for this is multinationals, are very conscious about their reputation. So, for example, Eastwest, di ba? Hindi naman makikipag-partner Jeff, di ba? Si Eastwest kay
Yes.
True, kay Agias, kung hindi niya alam na matibay din kasing tibay niya si Agias, 'di ba? So
Yes.
if you've noticed a lot of the recent life insurance companies setting up in the Philippines and around Asia, usually they want to partner with a big bank. So yung mga big bank, magpa-partner lang yan kung super big life insurance company. So the foreign multinationals, they're very conscious about their reputation, because kung magsasara sila sa ibang country and go to another country, if ever they're going to enter that company, if ever they're going to partner, for example, with a bank or do business in that company, that country, diba, where that bank is from, halimbawa, will scrutinize their past. So it's very unlikely now that life insurance companies will close. But of course, I'm not going to say it's 100%. There's nothing 100% in this life, diba? Even even yung concept natin of a risk-free rate, Chi, that's not 100%. Kasi
No, no.
mag-down ng isang country, di ba? Kung yan, World War III. So, of course, it's not 100%. The likelihood is very, very low.
Thank you, thank you.
And
Okay, so
sorry,
guys,
Chi, to add din, so para din sa ano nila, di ba sa bank side, yung deposit kasi nila is being insured naman with PDIC, Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation. So minsan kasi, ang usually talaga tanong ng mga client, lalo na pag Pinoy to, napansin ko pag Pinoy, huy, baka magsara yan, or baka mabankrupt yan, or paano yung claim yan, mamaya pahirapan ako, diba? So, one thing nga, tulad ni Sir Greg, is the track record of the company. You always look on that. At the same time, for example, Agias and Eastwest. So, two big names, tapos nag-combine pa. So, it really creates a power. So, kumbaga, the probability na mabankrupt siya, sobrang, minsan nga zero na talaga. Kasi, imagine mo, for example, East-West, Philinvest Group. So, yung reputation niya and track record sa Philippines can really pay off yung portfolio ng insurance. And also, sir, to add, di ba, meron tayo, nire-require si Insurance Commission ng paid-up capital. So,
Yes, yes.
I think East-West Agias is number one when it comes to the required paid-up capital. So, they can check it
The,
in the
the
Insurance Commission.
required capitalization for a foreign company to do business in the insurance industry in the Philippines is 1 billion. East West and Aegean Life came up with 2 billion. So times two the requirement. And aside from that, Aegean Life is operating in 15 countries and almost 100 years of track record. And of course, like what Jeff said, East West Bank and family, very very safe to invest with your money with us.
yes. So, guys, if you have more questions, you can contact them. I will put the link below, and then here you can also see yung contact details nila. And it's also in the comment box. So,
Yes, and we would, yeah, Gee, I'd
yeah,
also want to add, we'd love to have a personalized conversation with the Money and Chi followers out there. So yung mga concepts na kinakwento ko sa inyo, how much insurance you should have, how much can you earn from our VUL, diba? We would love to have a customized conversation on that. So we would love to
Maybe,
have
Chi,
video conferences with you.
if you have a pool of followers, like maybe 10 or 5, maybe we can have like this Google session, then we'll be
yeah,
very
live,
happy
no?
to, parang yung mga webinar ngayon. So we can just
Yeah.
send link. It's for free. So free siya. We just need to schedule and of course, to confirm dun sa mga a-attend. Kasi we do everything naman ngayon online.
Yeah, so if you guys want a live webinar, please comment below live webinar para we
Comment
can set
below,
it up.
guys.
Comment below. And thank you so much. Kasi super dami pa ng, may mga questions almost similar. I-shout out na lang natin sila para alam nila. And then, yeah, then may one last question lang ako after that. So let's say, shout out to Ruel Aparicio, Sweeney Lara, Nikki Pagapat, Ground Zero, and syempre nabanggit na natin kanina si Art Effect, ating number 1 fan, Jepoy Yola Monsayak, Dan Agbanlog, and Honey May. Hello, Honey
Hi,
May.
Honey May!
And of course, Jackson fan. So, guys, thank you for sending your questions. And if you have other questions, guys, please comment below para pahirapan natin si Greg tsaka si Jeff. So, eto, last question, guys. Kasi marami rin sa subscribers natin or OFWs. So, how do you recommend them? Like, kung gusto nilang i-insure sa Pilipinas, posible ba na gawin nila yun outside o kailangan pumunta muna sila ng Pilipinas? Ganyan. So, what do you recommend?
Yeah. So as far as our company is concerned, we need them to be physically present here in the Philippines because from what I know, the insurance code hasn't had any revision yet on that aspect of applying for insurance. Recently, with the pandemic, the Insurance Commission has relaxed some of the rules. So the good news is, if you're here in the Philippines, we don't even have to physically meet. anymore to start your life insurance. Everything can be done through a virtual call. The forms can be signed through the
Online.
phone. Yes, so that's very common now. We are selling a lot of insurance now, all through the phone, through video, and through online forms. No, and especially with the recent pandemic, a lot of people are more open to life insurance now. And one thing I also want to say is COVID-19 is covered for death as long as when you're applying, you're still healthy. So it's really best to get that peace of mind while you're healthy. Apply for life insurance company. Doesn't even have to be with us. So true. Kahit sino sa ating industry, okay yan. Pero syempre, pinakamasaya ako kung sa amin. Kasi dito ako nagtatrabaho sa True. Going back to the OFWs, the next best thing for us to do is when you're here, you know, you don't have to physically meet in Metro Manila or diba, you can even be in the province. But as soon as you touch Philippine soil, diba, we can already set you up. Unfortunately, while you're physically abroad within the jurisdiction of Philippine soil or territory, we can't insure you.
Yeah.
Hindi pa nabago yung mga regulations dyan.
Yeah. So guys, if you plan to visit Philippines, let's say a month before, you can start talking to them, to Jeff and Greg, or if you have other insurance options that you want. And then once you arrive sa Philippines, saka kayo mag-sign or
Sa airport. Tama
sa
sa
airport.
Yes.
airport.
Sakit sa
Tama,
airport.
Kasi
tama si
we,
Chi.
we
Yeah,
can ano naman, we
pwedeng
can
simulan na,
discuss.
pwedeng simulan na yung discussion, di ba?
Yeah.
Yes,
But
sir.
if you want to insure your family members who's living in
Yes.
Philippines, you can also arrange that
Yeah.
with them. Ayan.
Like
So,
for example, Chi, the whole proposal process could already be done while they're abroad, di ba? We can
yeah.
already
Yes.
do a video chat, and then the timing lang nila when they land here, even while they're in the airport, parang they can already sign up for the policy as long as
Yeah.
they're in Philippine territory.
Yeah, kasi sometimes titingnan yung tatak sa airport, sa passport, yung date. So, important. Sa mga notary public, ganyan. So, important na
Nandito
land
sa
ka talaga.
Pilipinas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yan. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us in Money and Tea.
Thank you so
Sobrang
much.
thankful kami
Thank you,
dyan
Chi.
na sinagot niyo yung mga questions namin.
Yes.
Napaka-importante na magkaroon ng insurance. Meron din akong insurance, syempre. Nasa inyo yan. Of course, hindi naman natin masasabi kung gusto niyo talaga or hindi, di ba? Pero at the end of the
Yes.
day, it's something that you should think of. Lalo na kung meron na kayong pamilya sa future niyo kasi, di ba, we're always forward-looking and family-oriented culture. So, napaka-importante na pinag-iisipan natin yan.
And also, Chi, to add din, no, parting words, it's really the, parang, kung may papahalagahan ka talaga, it should be the best asset. And the best asset is ourself talaga. Kasi minsan, we tend to insure nga, like, our house, our cars, even yung loans natin, insured yan. 'Di ba? Credit card, travel, 'di ba? So, at the end of the day, let's go back on the basic. That tayo talaga muna, before anything else. Parang isipin mo yung sarili mo because you are the best asset eh. You are the best asset ng sarili mo. Parang kung ikaw as a person, you really want to be the best and you really want your loved ones to enjoy life din. And alam mo ngayon, ito, na-realize ko, lalo na nagka-COVID, ano talaga, priceless yung yung peace of mind. It's part of the mental health. So, alam mo ba ngayon, natatawa lang ako, Chi, kasi hindi naman sa mayabang kang mamatay. It's not that way. But, alam mo yun, you can really sleep at night. You can go out when you go at the mall. Because, alam mo yun, wag naman sana, we're not praying. Kasi lahat naman tayo, potential yung risk dyan sa virus. But, it's really like nakasandal ka sa pader na may insurance ka eh. So, it's really a protection. Parang may shield ka. Full shield nga, sabi nga ni Sir Greg. So, at the same time din, sa mga followers mo, I really thank you kasi yung investment knowledge nila, sobrang wide na din. At the same time, aware sila na talagang kailangan mong i-grow yung money mo. But this talk that we had, it's really more of diversification. sabi nga, do not put your eggs in one basket. So this is just an option and an opener na we can also do like stocks at the same time being protected din. So yun. And thank you so much sa lahat ng subscribers ni Chi. I truly recommend this girl kasi during our MBA days, Santa Chi, paturo po kami. Kasi sobrang galing niya when it comes to investments. So yun. Sir Greg?
All right. So thank you, Chi, again for having us here. More power to you. More power to all of the followers of Money and Chi. I just want to honor you guys, no? Kasi kinukwento ko kanina, sinasabi ko yung idea ng a journey of a thousand miles starts with the first step. I believe all of you in Money and Chi are already beyond that first step. Kasi lahat naman kayo are already active trading in the stock market. So that's wonderful. That's great. I am a believer of the market as well. I also am a retail investor. I also buy stocks as well. Ako din ang nag-manage ng streak of cash. Advice lang is you might want to explore aside from trading directly, di ba? Try natin peso cost averaging. Maybe some of your investable funds could also you may want to consider diversifying them, like what Jeff said, with a life insurance company, so that in your journey, aside from having yung pang-attack, di ba, pang-offense, meron ka ding defense. Yung sinasabi ni Jeff na meron kang shield, di ba? Kasi life is very unpredictable. So that's what we can offer you in life insurance. We can give you peace of mind. In the worst case scenarios, imbis na sayang naman yung trade nyo, financials na video no mura. Sayang naman yung portfolio nyo kung if something happens along the way, gagamitin nyo yan pambayad sa mga hospital bills. Halimbawa lang. No? So, that's all. More power to all of you.
Thank you guys. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much, Chi.
Sabi nga ni Jeff, protect your best asset, which is your life. And thank you, True, for the information. We'll put it in the comment box and in the description box. So don't worry about that. And also comment your questions. So yeah, thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you.
bless. God bless everyone.
Stay safe.